up, what up? I go by the name of Rashad LaRocca, and I'm so honored today, number one, to be at the Wolf Jazz Institute. Number two, Wolf Jazz Institute is located on the campus of the only HBCU in the Lou, Harris-Stowe State University. And on top of that, man, I get a chance to host the first ever Rhythm Roulette St. Louis edition. And what better way to kick that off than to have this incredible brother. You can't mess with him in a fashion. You can't mess with him when it comes to like making beats, sampling, singing, all of that, man. This dude is the cosmos, the universe, the galaxy, all that. My man, the incredible Blvck Spvde. What's happening, buddy?
What up?
Chilling. All right. Now look, he's a shy guy, but he gonna talk with his hands. Watch, I guarantee you. We're gonna go ahead and take it in the building.
Let's get it.
All right. Then the door unlocked. All right, check it out. We are live and direct in the Wolf Jazz Institute, AKA the Vashon Building. We definitely want to thank the great Mr. Bernie Hayes. We appreciate you for letting us be here and rocking out. If you are not hip to the Rhythm Roulette, my man Blvck Spvde, he's going to put on a blindfold that I know he designed because he always doing fresh stuff like that. And he's going to pick not one, not two, but 3 vinyl albums randomly. You know, I don't know, I gotta watch him. He might already know what he's trying to get, but he gonna get it randomly. And then from that point, you see all this loveliness right here. It's gonna work the magic. We're gonna see what we come up with.
Well, let's do it. All right. Enoch Light, Big Band Bossa Nova. I guess this was Command Records. I mean, these records right here, you can always get like the 99-cent record sometime. Like, they actually sleepers though, for real, because for like a beat maker, like that's making stuff on this or anything, like I always find gems off this, so I'm pretty sure I can find something off this. What else we got? Oh, Clark Terry, this is St. Louis own, legendary. Like, I want to say, I think he might have taught before he passed at SIUE. Or it was like some type of documentary that was out that he did. But man, Clark Terry, yeah, he was legend. But I guess Clark Terry's on it, but Coleman Hawkins is the person, so. It's jazz and Ahmad Jamal. I knew I was gonna pick something over there because there's like a ton of Ahmad Jamal over there, but yeah, I mean, count them, 88. I don't know if this came out in 88, it just said count them 88. But I'm pretty sure it's some dope stuff. He's like one of my favorite. Let's get into it. Like 40s or 50s jazz. And there's like 2 albums in here, unless that one was like. Oh no, actually this is not this. Enoch, sorry. Enoch Brazilian album. I'm that guy I'm that typical guy that if into this type stuff, I like the Atlantic old like jazz, like how they did this. I like CTI covers as well. CTI jazz label. Those covers are fresh. I mean, anything like that's like the first, probably like the first thing like I noticed growing up is like my dad's albums and how people dressed, and like just looking at them was just like, man, did they decide to wear this on their own, or I don't know. I just thought it gave them like some type of power, like, you know what I'm saying? They looked like creative, so that's kind of what I went with. So yeah, that's really how I got into like fashion on the side. So yeah. I'm going off of feeling, sound, like, you know what I'm saying? And in my head, I already know, like, kind of how I want to. It's like once I hear it, I know exactly what drums I'm going to probably try to use. Sometimes, like, I back in the day, I used to start with just the drums first because if I knew I had to swing right on the drums, then I could possibly, like, freestyle and put, like, any sample over it in some type of way. But sometimes that's, like, the worst way, though. So this the more potent way to, like, get something, like, you know what I'm saying, really, like, to get a feeling for it. For me, anyway, so, yeah. Work something with this. Make something shake. What's crazy though, like the average person, probably even my age, probably didn't read no book for this shit.
Yeah.
But the moment I read a book on certain things, it's like, oh, I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because, like, it's helpful that way, but at the same time, it's just like, this was like, having this at a young age is like having a video game for the first time and never going to sleep.
Right.
So you just learn as much as you can on it. It's just weird. And man, like I hardly ever really use stuff like the slicing technique on here. I don't know. It's just weird for me. Let's see. I don't know, because I just use it abstractly, and if that's a word. It's because I don't know. It's one of those things that I kind of like learned. I learned different. So yeah. I use it, but I use it in a weird way. Or probably using it the same way, I'm just like skipping a step or something. Time for the final drums. Let's see what we got shaking. I think the one other time I did this live was with J.E. And it was like full circle moment because that was like one of the first 3000s I've ever worked on. Was J.E. had a MPC 3000. Shouts out to J.E., producer of St. Lunatics, Nelly, you know. So yeah, he back in the day he had a 3-stack that man, it was just like watching numbers because it didn't have no graphics or anything. And so that's like one of the first things I learned on. And I ended up making an album. Shouts out to Kenada Smith, another producer by the way of Chicago, who I made an album for this MPC right here. And during the pandemic, I got it tricked out. Reminisce basically tricked it out with the wood grain, hooked it up for me, and I put the extendo in it or whatever like that. Kind of like they came out with something like extension pack in 2008, some Asian cat. And so I've been using it ever since, man. It just has a hump to it that like no other. At this point, it's just pretty many different ways I can go, but it's all gonna be abstract. So like with the 2500, it was trying to be hip and of the times, and so you got a lot of features on it that's definitely usable. I can put beat packs or like VSTs or whatever like that. It has a USB type of thing, and you know, like it's a lot of it's kind of accessible. Like you can sample in real time. I ain't really know what that meant for a long time. It has a looping system on it that I use a lot. It also it's just kind of like studio friendly. I think you could have possibly like played out with this more than you could have with the 3000. But I will say I love the 3000 for its like instant gratification of like the filters, and possibly like taking breaks from records and making your own drum kits. I'm still like a fan of that era. Yeah, I know that a lot of people may like some people make drums in the new shit too, but at the same time, like this is just where I come from, and it's just basically like my it's like a practice to me. So I really don't change it. I don't change my practice in any type of way. I just add to it. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always use this. I'm always use electric pianos. I'm always use records. It's just what it is, you know? So I know I need to take this one down. Time stretch this bad boy 5. So T25, so then it'll be T35. Yep, here it is. All right, so Enoch Light, Bossa Nova, big band Bossa Nova, the new beat from Brazil. So this came out in 1962, basically from what it says, and out on Command Records. And so I used this for my first beat. Like I said, like I've always seen Enoch Light and different like record stores and the 99-cent bands and different stuff like that. But I always wanted to get them because they all of the covers kind of look similar to this, and they always got some form of a heat that I could dig from. And I'm one of them people that like I don't dig for like the hot albums and like what people sample. If they come to me or anything like that, that's great. But I work with what I have. Like so many other probably like producers. And so yeah, this is the beat from Enoch Light. So. thanks for having me. It definitely was an honor to be picked for the very first St. Louis version of Rhythm Roulette. My name is Blvck Spvde. I spell it Blvck Spvde. You can catch me on IG under Blvck Spvde Music. Also, be sure to pick up Overjoyed Through the Noise, me and my ensemble, Blvck Spvde and the Cosmos, out now and streaming everywhere, Spotify. You can get it on Bandcamp, out on mellomusicgroup.com. So, yeah.